Good morning to all of you. I welcome you all in my class. I'm Ms. Vandana Gupta, Assistant Professor of Mathematics. So today we are going to continue with mutual fund. In that, a small topic that is called as a systematic investment plan. So let us begin now. So this is the part of mutual funds. Okay. What is systematic investment plan? See, all of you may be aware of the recurring deposit that is also called as RD in bank. In this, what you do, you deposit a fixed amount at fixed interval of time, maybe every month or every 2 months or every year. It all depends upon the investor. So एक पर्टिकुलर टाइम पे आप एक फिक्स अमाउंट को डिपॉजिट करते हैं बैंक में, and at the end of your maturity period you get your amount along with the interest. So that is called as a recurring deposit. Recurring, it is recurring. Okay, that is why the name is given to it, RD. So this systematic investment plan is also like an RD. Okay, it is in short call it as SIP. Now in SIP what happens, एक particular amount जो होता है वो हर महीने या हर whatever is your interval of time उतना अमाउंट म्यूचुअल फंड में इन्वेस्ट किया जाता है. ओके, नाउ एज यू नो दैट द वैल्यू ऑफ द म्यूचुअल फंड यूनिट्स इट कीप्स चेंजिंग. तो उसमें क्या होता है, लॉन्ग रन में यू गेट गुड प्रॉफिट, गेन अच्छा होता है. क्योंकि उसमें क्या होगा, जैसे सपोज आपने ऐसा डिसाइड किया कि हर महीने की फर्स्ट डेट को आप कुछ 10,000 रुपए म्यूचुअल फंड यूनिट्स खरीदने में लगाएंगे. ओके, तो हर महीने की 1 तारीख को एनएवी विल नॉट बी सेम. जब कभी एनएवी कम होगा तो यू विल एंड अप इन गेटिंग मोर यूनिट्स, है ना. तो इसमें क्या होता है, अगर आपने ये एसआईपी प्लान समझो 5 साल का या 10 साल का लॉन्ग रन में लिया है तो यू अर्न अ गुड नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स. ओके, एंड जब आपको लगता है कि एनएवी हैज इंक्रीज्ड to a considerable value, then in that case you can redeem all your units, so you get a large amount of profit. Okay, so this is what is the basic concept of simple investment systematic investment plan. So in systematic investment plan, a specific amount is invested at regular time intervals in a mutual fund. मतलब सारा पैसा आप इसमें एक टाइम में नहीं लगाकर हर महीने थोड़ा थोड़ा लगाते हैं. ठीक है, दैट इज सपोज आपके पास 50,000 रुपए है तो आप उस 50,000 रुपए को एक साथ म्यूचुअल फंड में नहीं डालकर सपोज आप 5,000 रुपए 20 महीने तक लगाते हैं. ओके, तो इस तरह से आपका पैसा भी आपको एक साथ नहीं डालना है और हर महीने आप डालते हैं, तो इन द लॉन्ग रन यू गैदर मोर यूनिट्स. बिकॉज जब भी कभी एनएवी कम होगा तो आपको नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स ज्यादा परचेस कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, नाउ द इन्वेस्टर कैन डिसाइड द डेट एंड द टाइप ऑफ स्कीम ऑफ द म्यूचुअल फंड. तो बेसिकली आप ये याद रखिए कि सिस्टमैटिक इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान में एक स्पेसिफिक अमाउंट पर्टिकुलर टाइम इंटरवल एट रेगुलर टाइम इंटरवल में इन्वेस्ट किया जाता है. It is like RD account in bank. Okay, and the investor has the choice to decide the date and the type of scheme of the mutual fund. Now I will directly take the problem to illustrate कि किस तरह से आपको सिस्टमैटिक इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान में ज्यादा गेन होता है. तो लेट मी स्ट्रेट अवे टेक द प्रॉब्लम. लुक एट द क्वेश्चन. Mr. Bhatt invested rupees 5,000 on 1st of every month for 4 months in a SIP of a mutual fund. क्या बोल रहे हैं कि Mr. Bhatt he is investing 5,000 rupees on first date of every month. 4 महीने for 4 months, मतलब 5,000 रुपए हर महीने की 1 तारीख को 4 महीने तक मिस्टर भट्ट ने इन्वेस्ट किया. दैट इज द मीनिंग. ओके, मिस्टर भट्ट इन्वेस्टेड ₹5,000 ऑन 1st of every month for 4 months. मतलब 5-5 हजार रुपए. सपोज उसने जनवरी से स्टार्ट किया तो जनवरी 1st को 5,000, फरवरी 1st को 5,000, मार्च 1st को 5,000 और अप्रैल में 5,000. तो टोटल जो 20,000 थे उसने एक साथ नहीं डालकर 4 महीने में डाल. ठीक है. So Mr. Bhatt invested 5,000 on 1st of every month for 4 months in a SIP of the mutual fund with NAVs as rupees 109.48, 112.36, 108.14 and 105.62. As you know that NAV will not be same on all these dates. NAV keeps changing. So first month mein NAV was 109.48. In the second month, it was 112.36. In the third month, 108.14. In the first day of the fourth month, 105.62. And there was no entry load charge. ये भी आपको बोला है, entry load नहीं है, कभी भी नहीं था. So there was no entry load charge. Find the average price Mr. Bhatt paid using rupee cost averaging method. Now, during this solution of this problem, I will tell you what is this method, rupee cost averaging method, and compare it with arithmetic mean of prices. Okay, तो हमें क्या करना है, हमको ये फाइंड आउट करना है कि ऑन एन एवरेज उसने एक यूनिट के लिए कितना अमाउंट पे किया. तो फाइंड द एवरेज प्राइस. व्हाट इज द एवरेज प्राइस ऑफ वन यूनिट. ओके, सो व्हाट वी विल डू, we will prepare a table like this. Okay, so the first column of the table will be month, second column will be amount invested in rupees, third column will be NAV, fourth column number of units purchased. Now because in this problem there is no entry load, so as you know that purchase price of a unit is same as the NAV in this case. How do we calculate purchase price? Purchase price is NAV plus entry load, correct? ये हमने last lectures में किया है. NAV plus entry load. Entry load. लेकिन यहाँ पर there is no entry load, तो ये 0 है. Entry load is 0, so it is same as NAV क्योंकि entry load is 0. So all these months purchase price is same as NAV. So you can find out every month, you can find out how many units are purchased. How do you calculate number of units purchased? It is amount invested divided by purchase price actually, but purchase price is same as NAV. So I can write here NAV. So let us now complete this table. Look at here. So first column, month, there are 4 months. He is depositing for 4 months. So first month, second, third and fourth. How much amount he is investing? Every month he is investing 5,000 rupees. So amount invested is 5,000 in the first month. Second month also it is 5,000 and third month also 5,000 and fourth month also 5,000. So what is the total amount he has invested? 20,000. Okay? So this is the second column. Third column, NAV. All these things are already given. So I have already typed here. What is the NAV in the first month? 109.48. So 109.48. What is the NAV in the second month? 112.36. So 112.36. In the third month, 108.14. And in the fourth month, 105.62. So this much information is already being given to us. Now in the fourth column, we will calculate how many units are purchased. You know the formula to calculate that. Number of units purchased is amount invested divided by NAV. So in the first month, how much amount was invested? 5,000. So this is 5,000 divided by NAV. NAV is 109.48. 109.48. Calculate. So how many units? So in the first month, 5,000 was the amount invested, and NAV was 109.48. So find out 5,000 divided by 109.48. So that will give you, so how many units were purchased in the first month? 45.670. Up to after decimal, take 3 digits. Look at the second month. You all can check these answers. Okay. Second month, what was the amount invested? It was 5,000 again. And NAV in the second month was 112.36. So find out what is the amount, what is the number of units in the second month. So 5,000 divided by 112.36. So how much it is? 2.36. It is equal to 44.499. So 4998. So it becomes 500 actually. As I told you, we have to take up to 3 decimal places. So it is 44.500. Okay. What was this figure? 5,000 divided by 109.48. It was 45.670. Look at the third month. In the third month, amount invested was 5,000. But what was the NAV in the third month? 108.14. How much you will get? So 5,000 divided by 108.14. That will give you 46.236. In number of units, you can take after decimal 3 places. Okay. Look at in the fourth month. In the fourth month, what is the amount invested? It is 5,000. And how much was the NAV? 105.62. So 5,000 divided by 105.62. That will give you 47.3395. So you can take it as 340. Okay. Actually, you are getting this 47.3395, but we have to take only up to 3 decimal places. So look at the fourth place. If it is 5 or more than 5, then you can increase this. So 339 will become 340. Okay. So we have calculated the number of units purchased in each month. Now look at here in the table. See, in the first month, what was the NAV in the first month? In the first month, NAV was 109.48. Amount invested is same every month. So these many 45.67 units were purchased. In the second month, see the NAV has increased from 109 to 112. So NAV has increased. So number of units has decreased. Look at here. 45.67 say 44.5. Look at in the third month. NAV has decreased from 112 to 108. It come ho gaya. So number of units has increased. Because denominator agar kam hoga, तो total your answer will be more. तो आपने क्या यहाँ पर नोट किया? जब जब NAV increase हुआ है, तो number of units have decreased. और जब NAV decrease हो गया, 112 से 108 हुआ, तो देखो number of units increase हो गया, 44.5 से 46.2. Similarly here also 108.14 से 105.62. तो यहाँ पर number of units have increased. Okay. So what we have noticed कि if NAV increases, number of units decreases. If NAV decreases, number of units increases. Okay. Sorry. Now see, Total amount, how much he has invested in these 4 months? 20,000. And how many units are acquired? कितने units उसने 4 months में इकट्ठे कर लिए? पहले मंथ में इतना, दूसरे में इतना, तीसरे में इतना और चौथे में इतना. तो add all these. So you will get the total number of units. So 45.67 plus 44.50 plus 46.236 plus 47.340. So how many units? Total units. So total number of units is equal to total units is equal to 183.746. These many units, take the sum of all these. So 4 महीने में उसने total units इतने purchase किए और total amount इतना. तो can you find out कि on an average एक unit का price कितना? See, total amount is 20,000 and these many are the number of units purchased. So what is the purchase price of 1 unit? Okay, so purchase price of 1 unit is equal to total amount invested divided by total number of units purchased. That will give you the average price per unit. So this method of calculating the average price is called as rupee cost averaging method. So let us calculate how much is the average price. So total amount invested is 20,000, correct? Look at here, 5555, 4 times of 20,000. And how many units? 183.746. 183.746. Find out what is the answer. So 20,000 divided by 183.746. So it is 108.845 means 85. Okay. So that means on an average, what is the cost of 1 unit? It is 108.85. Look at here in the table. कभी उसको NAV 109.48 था, कभी 112 था, कभी 108 था, कभी 105. But on an average, he has paid average price per unit as 108.85. So this method is called as rupee cost averaging. Now, what is the question? It says that find out the average price by rupee cost averaging method and compare it with arithmetic mean of prices. Arithmetic mean कैसे निकालते हैं? You add all the 4 and divide by total. That is 4. Okay. So arithmetic mean of prices we will calculate. Look at here. Arithmetic mean of prices is what? Sum of prices divided by 4. Now in this problem, price means same as NAV because there is no entry load. So purchase price is same as NAV. So sum of prices divided by 4. What you have to do? These are the price. NAV matlab purchase price. If you want, I can write out. It is same as purchase price because there is no entry. Okay. So take the sum of all these numbers. That will give you the sum of the prices. So 109.48 plus 112.36 plus 108.14 plus 105.62. So this will give you the sum. It is 435.6. तो अगर आपको कोई बोलता है कि एवरेज निकालो अरिथमेटिक मीन, तो हम इन सबको ऐड करके 1 2 3 4 से डिवाइड करते हैं. दैट इज कॉल्ड एन एवरेज. सो 435.6. So it is 435.6 divided by 4. How much you will get? 108. So you see here कि अगर आप simply average निकालते हैं by adding the 4 and dividing 4 numbers and dividing by 4, you get 108.9. लेकिन अगर आप रूपी कॉस्ट एवरेजिंग मेथड से निकालते हो तो you get 108.85. So which one is less? You have to compare. What is the question? So the question is compare it with arithmetic mean. आपको ये दोनों एवरेज को कंपेयर करना है. When you compare, which one is small? This is small. 108.8 है, ये 9 है. So average price, therefore, average price using rupee cost averaging method is less than arithmetic mean of prices. Okay, so this is the comparison. So this type of question can come in exam as a multiple choice question. Okay, average price using rupee cost averaging method is dash than arithmetic mean. So it is less than the arithmetic. So basically what we have learned in SIP कि आप एक साथ 20,000 रुपीस ना डालकर एक साथ आप 20,000 रुपीस ना डाल के 5,000 हर महीने में डाल रहे हैं तो कभी आपको नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स ज्यादा मिलता है कभी कम मिलता है. डिपेंड्स अपॉन द एनएवी ऑन दैट डे. सो you see we are doing the problem only for 4 months, but whenever people invest in SIP they invest for long term like 5 years, 2 years, 10 years like that. So in long run they get number of units purchased is more. Okay, more number of units are purchased and in the long run they get more profit. Okay, so we have seen here how to find out the average price by rupee cost averaging. What we did in that, we have found out every month how many units are purchased and then we have added all these units. So total number of units are added here. So it is 183.746 and total amount invested is 20,000. So what is the average price? It is the total amount invested divided by total number of units purchased. That will give you the average price of a unit. But if you take straight away the mean of the prices, that means if you add all these prices and divide by 4, then you get this. If you compare, you see that average price per unit by rupee cost averaging method is less than the arithmetic mean of prices. Now look at here in this problem, there was no entry load. What if the entry load is there? In that case, what will happen? You will have to find out the purchase price every month by NAV plus entry. In this problem, there were no entry load. So purchase price was same as NAV. Let us go to the next problem. Look at this next problem. An investor invested rupees 4,000 on second date of every month for 5 months in a SIP of a mutual fund. The NAVs on these dates was rupees 33.26, 28.25, 35.57, 38.45 and 44.32 respectively. There was same entry load of 2.22% for all these months. So see, look at here. In this problem, there is an entry load of 2.22%. Find the average acquisition cost per unit by using rupee cost averaging method. It's the same method, say you have to find out the average price. It is also called as average acquisition cost and compare it with arithmetic mean of prices. So look at here, we have to prepare a table in a similar way, but this problem is slightly different from the previous problem. How? Because in this problem, there is an entry load. Okay, so you will have 2 extra columns in the table. Look at the table. The first table will be month. First column in the table, first column will be month. Second column will be amount invested in rupees. Third column will be NAV. Fourth column will be entry load, that is 2.22% of NAV. In the fifth column, we will find out the purchase price. What is the purchase price? It is NAV plus entry load. Then we will find out number of units purchased. That is amount invested divided by purchase price of a unit. Because of the entry load, you have 2 more columns in this table. So I have already prepared this table. Let us see. next lecture, I will actually show you how we have got these figures. Okay. So quickly, I will just show you here. What are the given things here? That there are 5 months. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How much amount was invested every month? 4,000. 4,000. NAVs in the first month, it was 33.26. In the second month, it was 28.25. In the third month, it is all given to you in the problem. So ये आपको सब दिया है, तो ये मैंने यहाँ पर लिख दिया, ठीक है. What was the entry load? It is 2.22% for all these months. So सभी month में NAV is same as 2.22%. Then we have to find out the purchase price. It is NAV plus entry load. Then in the next column, we will find out number of units purchased. It is amount invested divided by purchase price of a unit, which is this column. Okay. So I have already calculated and written here, but maybe in the next class, I will show you how we got these figures. So quickly for one first row, I can tell you, see the same table is here. Look at here. See here. Entry, let us see for the first month. Amount invested is 4,000. NAV is 33.26. What is the entry load? 2.22% of NAV. So how will you calculate the entry load for the first month? Entry load is 2.22% of NAV. What is the NAV? 33.26. 33.26. So it is 2.22 upon 100 into 33.26. Find out this, how much you will get. I hope everybody is sitting with the calculator here. 2.22 multiplied by 33.26 divided by 100. So how much you will get? 0.738. So 74. See, this is what I have written here, 0.74. So this is how you get here 0.7. If it's the entry load, what is the purchase price? NAV plus entry load. What is the NAV? 33.26. Entry load is 0.74. So add these two. So 33.26 plus 0.74 will give you 34. So purchase price is 34. Look at here. It is 34. Okay. Now, number of units purchased, amount invested divided by purchase price. Okay. What is the amount invested? 4,000. 4,000 is the amount invested and purchase price is 34. 4,000 divided by 34 will give you 117.65. So look at here, 117.647. 647. This is what I got. So we can see here that first row, I have done it for you. In a similar way, today you can take it as a homework and you can complete the entire this. If you are able to do it, do it. Otherwise, we will do it in the next class. And then the method is same. Total of amount invested, total number of units purchased, and then we can find out the average acquisition cost and the arithmetic mean of purchase. Okay. So we will do it in the next class. Okay. Thank you. If you want, you can take it as a homework and complete the table.